Hello and welcome to Sophia Wisdom. My name is Maria Benning and I am a channel for Divine Sophia, and she has told me that she is the creative partner to God the Father and that it was she who seeded the planet with humanity, that was her responsibility. And a while back, through a healing that I received, I began to open up to this ability to commune with spirit, and Sophia has become my primary partner, and it is she that comes through me each week as we discuss topics of interest to you in the audience. You can read a whole lot more about this on my website at reconnectandheal.com. And what I do each week is I address a particular topic of interest. And this week what we're going to be talking about is the children. And in particular, I've had people ask me, why is it that there seems to be such a high incidence of autism, of prematurity, and of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in our kids? Now, I've wondered this myself, so I'm curious about what's going to come through. And what you'll see as I begin to allow Sophia's energy to come through me is that my hands begin to move about. And this is exactly what happens to me when I'm doing a healing session. And what I'm going to do is just ask that you, if it's easier for you to hear the message, to close your eyes and feel what comes through. And so this is how quickly it begins. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, thank you for being here so quickly with me. What I'd like you to address this week, Sophia, is what's happening with the children. Is it true that there is a very high incidence of autism? What does that mean for our kids? Why are so many of them being born prematurely? And why, as the children develop, do they seem to be challenged so much with attention deficit disorder, creating all sorts of problems in the schools and within the families? If you could address those particular issues around the children, that would be helpful. And thank you for being with me. What a pleasure it is once again to commune with the television audience in this way. This is of concern to so many of you, the parents, the teachers in the school system, the administrators, and not least of all, the children themselves who are struggling with a way to be here in the way that they are here. For you see, the key to this really lies in the response of society to what they are witnessing, to what you are witnessing in your children. Autism in particular is a challenge for parents, for family units, for it would appear that the child is somehow imprisoned within his own form, his own body. But I can tell you, I can assure you, especially you parents who are listening to this and who are the parents of these beloved children with autism, that there is something beyond the obvious that is occurring. The children have, as difficult as this may be to understand, have agreed to come in this way for a grander purpose than simply their own evolution. This is an opportunity for society as a whole to learn how to accept and support those who truly are different. In the past, when, if you will, anomalies such as this occurred in children, what was done with those children? Oftentimes, they were taken away from the family, put into institutions where they were left to grow up in sometimes abominable conditions. You have made some headway since those days. Thank God. And we know that many of you parents in particular truly are struggling with, how do I support these children, this child that I love so deeply? How do I reach in there? And what can I do to help ease his way as he grows up in a system, a school system, a societal system that sees him only as different and strange and less than? This is, of course, not the case. This is a child of God that has come into your family for, as we have said, many, many different reasons. Healing is what occurs in families that are blessed with an autistic child. And I mean that in all sincerity, that this is, in fact, a blessing for the family. You see, you will have the opportunity, and some of your celebrities are already out there in the forefront speaking about this, that there is an opportunity here for recognition and for love to be shared with many. For that autistic child has a way of affecting the heart, not only of the parents, but of the teachers, of the school system, of the church, of the society, of the neighbors who come into contact with that child. For on some level, you all understand that this child has accepted this voluntarily. We know that this is, for some of you, a stretch. It is not that easy to accept. But we would encourage you, parents in particular, to continue to love and accept what is right there in front of you. Do not think that the only answer is to try to change the situation, to try to change that child. For truly the transformation occurs when you accept what is. Again, with autism, as with the incidents of children being born early, there is a higher spiritual purpose to these things taking place. The premature children, you might say, are in a bit of a rush. It is no longer necessary that they gestate for that entire normal 9-month period. For you see, they have a purpose that must begin earlier than that. Now, that is not to say that your 9 months of gestation isn't the norm, for it is. But these children are your teachers. Every time one comes in an unusual way, such as prematurely or with the autism, they are here as teachers. They are your teachers. Can you hear that? Can you accept that? Can you celebrate that, in fact? For this is worthy of a celebration. There are your Native American traditions, which, some of which, not all, but some of which understand that the unusual is to be celebrated. That there is a special place within the community for those who are somewhat different, that there is a recognition that they have been in some way touched by God with a purpose that is perhaps outside the norm.